I'm going to be visiting David Wilcock today in the spirit realm. I'm going to put on my special eyes and we're going to navigate the energy around how he's doing. So, your human being, the weight of the human world guides you to take your own life. That's heavy stuff. So, that doorway of transition between the heavy human experience into the spirit realm can be quite heavy too. I'm not sure what we're going to come across here. I haven't stepped into the experience. But my goal is whatever I can do to alleviate weight and offer reflection, perspective for everyone. Well, I'm going to do that. All right. So I'm going to get in the zone here. Okay. First thing, I'm starting in a black space, pretty normal. What's not normal, my right eye is going really far right. My left eye is looking straight ahead. And I'm witnessing one who's sitting cross-legged on the ground. And I tell this one that the pathway is everywhere. And so this is an open space. However, the space itself appears to have a rigid path here on the left and then kind of an open space here on the right. And you can't just choose one or the other. It's too difficult. So one eye goes this way, like a swinging door, and the other eye stays straight ahead into that pathway. It's not a lot of movement, really. This first experience is convenient. This first experience has no depth. What I'm doing is I'm pulling all the energy of this viewpoint and I'm putting it inside myself so that I can clear the air here and see what else is here. We're going deeper. I'm noticing that there's something very vulnerable within David's consciousness because this introduction is avoidance. This introduction is a convenient landing point, but this is not the bigger picture. It shows something of his frequency and all its vulnerability is creating an illusion. So I'm starting in an illusion. So once I absorb all this illusion inside myself, now let's take a look. Something within me has a very bold presence towards him. And I feel avoidance, 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 avoidance. And I'm creating ground and I am calling for him to come up and out of the ground and stand on his own 2 feet and talk to me. I'm teaching him how to have ground of his own. There's something that he needs to develop a caliber of what is his own integrity and to know what that integrity is. He seems to lack it. He lacks an identity where he is claiming his own integrity. This is still the beginning. This is still just scratching the surface. Everything is white. I feel I'm giving him a place to stand and I'm giving him a framework to work with. I feel my presence is more like a drill sergeant in a boot camp, teaching the basics. Get up, get going, do what I say for your well being. This is going to teach you everything you need to know about the military. This is going to teach you how to be strong. This is going to teach you discipline. This is going to teach you integrity. This is no boot camp. This is just energetic exchange. So David Wilcock's energetic exchange is minimal at best. It's hiding. I don't want to put the word shame into this. because it's neutralized to the point that I wouldn't define it as shame. And perhaps what he needs to work with is shame. What he needs to work with is, I made this decision and this is why. And I feel it. So there's avoidance on actually knowing how to begin to digest what was, what is, and what will be of himself and the powerful being that he actually is. And what of this human life convinced him of what then he decided he wasn't who he truly is. But to build that staircase to who you truly are, you have to develop skill. And that skill's hard work. All right. There is going to be some room here of delay. That's all I can say about that, because it's really his choice. And I'm emanating a pathway for him to build himself into in order to take ownership of what this extraordinary sense of self is all about. He's going to have to start somewhere. So, what's the first step on the staircase? Is it shame? This is going to be a very intense presentation. It tells me that the reason why David Wilcock found his way to this end is that the building blocks of his identity as a human being wasn't honoring the depth of who he really was. And to honor the depth of who he truly is, it requires a humble state, a state of gratitude, even if you have nothing. These are complex lessons. I can feel surfing a wave of feeling the ease, like the wind blowing through the trees. Not even the trees can stop the wind. Not even a mountain can stop the wind. The wind just blows with ease. And this feeling of just blowing with ease through life is surfing a wave of ease. And what gives you ease? People's admiration of you and people's investment in you lifts you up, 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 up like a hot air balloon. But that's not the ground of reality. That's just an experience of reality. The ground of reality is like boot camp. It's tougher. It's something that happened here, like a lightning bolt strikes the hot air balloon, and there's the inability to adapt to what this event is about. Shifting from a high place, but there is no low place. Because there can't be, because all there can be is surfing the wind. The wind is free. This is about freedom. Well, true freedom isn't born from conveniences. True freedom is born from credibility. You build it. You face cruelty, you face injustice, you face judgment. You face people don't understand you, people want the worst for you, but you have to know who you are. People don't need to decide what that is. They can do that all they want with their time and their energy, but only you can really know yourself. And that's what depth is. I ask him, why did you create that space in the beginning? He has a very hard time looking me in the eye. He has a very hard time standing. It's almost as if nobody ever challenged him to help him learn how to be challenged. So when real challenge confronts him, he doesn't know what to do. So this is a human being, right? This is a human being. This is a human nature. This isn't what he did in his life and how people appreciated that, then appreciated him. There's an exchange there that helped him find the breeze that he wanted to be in this life. But he was also guided to really understand the depth of the human life. That's just like an alien universe and the curiosities of exploring all those frameworks and reflections. It's about being human. It's about being here on this planet as though this is the one alien world we're actually getting to know. That was also there. That was also available. That was also part of his framework. That was also part of his lessons. Was this alien planet? Was this alien form? I'm asking the universe, I don't enjoy being this intense, okay? And I'm asking the universe, no, I can't, there's no soft way about it. There's no soft landing place. I can't represent the softness. I can't even choose compassion because he's not learning what he needs to learn. And that's why this ending, because he didn't want to learn it. And now this is going to get tough. This is going to get hard. You don't get to run away and hide. You face it. You don't face it by not wanting to face it. You face it. So my presence is shifting. And there's the presence of another here, okay? And this this other is a motherly presence, okay? And she takes this baby boy and she puts him in her arms. And I'm watching this. And suddenly he cries. But he whispers that he wants to be held and he wants to be this baby. That he doesn't want to grow beyond this. This mother is very kind and he is allowed what he wishes or what he desires. And she puts him into a cradle and he remains in this cradle comforted. He never learns how to roll, he never learns how to stand, he never learns how to run. I see something changing about this scene. And I see he's now standing here looking at me. And it is not a human face, it is the face of the inner demons. But I see it crystal clearly. It looks like a human being, but it's morphed. His eyes are jet black. He's got a tail. His hands and feet are strange. I see him living on a barren planet, and I see him doing mindless tasks. He walks to a place where there's just a giant heap of rocks, and he picks one rock up. He turns around and he moves it to this other side where he places it. And he just moves one rock pile over here to this, creates a rock pile. Moves this rock pile over here and creates a rock pile over here. It's just back and forth like this. All of a sudden, the scene breaks and it's coming back into himself, not looking as this distortion. He's shaking. And he whispers, I'm trying. And I smile and I say, you are. And I'm proud of you. Because I really didn't want to stay being intense like this. All you have to do, my friend, is try. All you have to do is try something. He gives me the picture of the baby forever held. And he gives me the picture of this strange conglomeration persona. It's just doing this forevermore, simple task. And he's shaking and he's trying to grow a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. But in order for him to grow out of what he became from the human into the spirit realm, he's going to feel it. He's going to feel the raw pain that he didn't want to digest, he didn't want to process anymore, so to speak. And here it's much louder, it's much more authentic. But it's freeing, to be honest. Because you really truly have the whole universe in the palm of your hand. And we are all free with each other. We're all free to be whoever we want to be. It seems to me I have a calling here to help him remember his true self. Because the human mind plays tricks. That only the heart knows the truth. And it's hard to listen to the heart. I say you're doing a really good job and you need to keep this up. Because there's a pathway to where you really want to be. So you can actually look at the landscape of all of this. I'm starting to understand that the space is just like a little divot and he's hiding under a massive stone with no real pathway to build that integrity unless someone were to come and then hold the bar high for him. I see he takes his first step on the staircase of light. And the first step is always the hardest. But this here is progress. And as soon as he takes this step, there is breath that returns to him and he's shaking his head like, whoa, where was I? And I'm smiling super big and I'm applauding him. And I say, you're starting to figure it out, aren't you? I say, you deserve to be who you truly are, not oppressed by the illusions of a human world. To breathe in your true spirit again, to find yourself again. And I feel that in some way that this was the one decision that he had in order to feel like himself again. And it's a sad truth that it can happen. Suicide is just the freedom to be yourself again from a world of complexity. That it can't just be freeing here. And what sets you free is the hardships like patience and forgiveness and endurance. And the knowing that this is a bigger picture, a very beautiful experience, as painful as it is. Because all of those truths that you know inside yourself help you to navigate this world. I see that he's working his way up and he's in a way kind of dancing his way, and it's really fun to watch. And he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, like he's starting off maybe 4 or 5 years old. And I see him walking up the staircase and becoming a man. And when he gets to the top of the staircase, he's transitioned from a human persona to a spirit persona. And it's full of beautiful light. And I'm like clapping and cheering for him. And I'm proud of him. And at this point, I can say that this was hard, wasn't it? This was really tough for you. It's you're learning every step of the way. And there's something inside of him that wants to understand the complexities of the human body and the earth planet and what it means to live this life, live in this realm. Live in this realm with strength of heart, as a human being, in a human way. I see an incredible sort of ocean of beings of light, all different types, standing there welcoming him. And he's weeping. This is so beautiful and it's so felt. And it was so heavy and so dark for so long. In a way, you're born into darkness in some way. It's just felt like this entire life was dark. It was very difficult. Like born into a shadow and trying to understand what it is and how to exist to the best of your ability and what you seek to have to help comfort you through the shadow of life. And this is not to say that he doesn't have vast experiences, but this is reflecting that his development here with a human body on the planet Earth is a little less experienced than other forms. And so it took great courage to live this life. There's so much love. There's just so much love and there's so much light. And I'm so proud of him. I see him welcomed into all this light and actually at a higher plane where he can navigate the meaning of all of this truly in the depths of his soul. And yeah, I experience that a bit human, as though there's space for exchange between souls. And it does feel human, but it feels quite uplifted. It's like a space of upliftment where you're still slightly human and having human conversations and able to look at everything, everyone, a connection with the entire universe and how the domino effect went across all of time and space and what it meant to you, and to be in the presence of others who are listening to your tale and talking to you about it. It's a beautiful moment, actually, between life and death, but death as new life. To be in that space to talk about the story. It's very, very a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful feeling. And then what comes next, right? So, this has been my experience here with visiting the spirit of David Wilcock, and it's not always it's not always like this with when people commit suicide. The outcome is it's definitely can be like this, but it's a little bit different for everybody. And I've had the few times where it was actually their destiny to commit suicide and they're in a very high place instantaneously. It's almost like they woke up to, oh, yeah, I remember how I planned on dying. And there's none of this heavy stuff. So if it's heavy, there's a growth phase in order to reach that. I don't know what that space is in between. But once you get into that in between space, you're allowed to inhale and exhale the bigger picture. And so I don't know what aspect of you, because when you're looking at time, time is all time. So at what time was he still struggling? I came to visit him. I'm boot camp drill sergeant, helping him to build a structure of integrity to take that first step, to navigate these steps up into that space where he can acclimate to the bigger picture of this life. All the while, he's already lived this life, and this is so far in the past of everything he's ever done that he's already the most ascended version of himself. So where are we truly in time and in this moment? Well, this is where I'm at. This is what I meant to accomplish. This is what I meant to share. I'm just giving him a really big hug. Love is everything. Love is the most genuine language. It's the most genuine exchange. And anything that isn't in a state of presence is there's some kind of insecurity about that. And you can tell you got to guide that energy back to that ground of its own integrity and its own truth with love. So you building energy back into its divine truth, right? That's what energy healing actually is. So anyway, I've said all I need to say. Thank you guys for being a part of this experience with me. If I can help you in a session, you can book one at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Have an awesome day, everybody. Bye for now.